Hi! I know it's been a very long time since I've done a 100 Rejections Challenge update, and I'm so sorry for that. There have been many factors involved, one of which is that I am a one-person show. And so when you are one person, you have to do all the things, and it can be very overwhelming at times. Yesterday I woke up at 3 a.m., could not get back to bed, so I started knocking things out, right? Let's get this done, let's get that done. It was catch-up day, and that was wonderful, but then I was in bed by 8:30 because I just couldn't handle life anymore. And I need to give you a 100 Rejections Challenge update. So here we go. I have 2 fiction stories out to 2 different literary magazines because there are a couple different ways that you could be doing this when you're doing your submissions. I'm sure you know. There's probably more than 2 ways, but the way that I've always heard people do is that they submit one piece to a ton of different journals, and then once it gets accepted by one journal, they notify all the other journals that it's been accepted, and that to me seems like a lot of work and a lot of tracking. The other way that I've heard it done is that you submit one piece one piece out to one journal and then one other piece out to one other journal. And that way you're tracking one piece. To me, that seems much more doable on my end. And yes, I recognize that it's limiting how many times that one piece is seen by potential publishers, but to me, it's just much easier to track that, oh, I sent this one piece, and now I'm waiting for a response on that one piece, and then I can send that one piece out again. It's just how you can get your head around the work you need to do, because it's a lot of work. You got to track these things. So like right now, I actually randomly chose, not randomly, I should not say that. That is not fair to myself and all the work that I've done. I have a spreadsheet of all the journals that I think might be a good fit for my work, right? That I would be proud to have my stuff seen in. So I take that list and I go, who has open submissions right now on that list? And then who has open submissions that my specific piece might work for? And then I find that journal and I send that piece to that journal, and then I make a note that, you know, this piece went to this journal on this day and they have an X month waiting period, so I should expect to hear back by this date at the latest. And then that way I know, I can just see real easily in a line, oh, you know, September 30th, I should expect to hear from this journal and that journal, and, you know, October 28th, I should expect to hear from this journal, if not sooner. And so if those dates come and go, then I can assume that my piece was either rejected or not seen. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A lot of authors, a lot of writers will say, my piece, I never got a response, it must not have been seen. And that's a huge assumption that you're making, because it is entirely possible that your piece got overlooked somehow. There was a glitch in the email system. There was whatever. It takes 2 seconds, okay, let's say 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes to write to whoever you submitted to write to the editor and just say, hey, the submission time, you know, the hear back time has come and gone and I haven't heard back, and I just wanted to double check that you did get my piece called blah, 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 that I sent on such and such date. And if you did and it's been rejected, that's fine. If you would like to give me any feedback, I would love to hear it. And if not, I completely understand, or whatever, you know, and I appreciate your time, or whatever. I mean, you know how to do this. You're a writer, so. Anyway, that's my take. My take is that I would rather send one piece per than have to go back and notify XYZ journals that my piece got accepted somewhere else, because to me that's taking everybody's time and is not very respectful. And I get why people do it, and I'm not trying to say, oh, you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that for me, I can't do that. I just don't feel right doing it. So anyway, blah, blah, long story longer. So I have 2 fictional pieces out to 2 different literary journals, and I also have 2 creative nonfiction pieces out, one to New York Times Modern Love, the regular one, and one to New York Times Tiny Modern Love, where you also send a picture. So I don't hold out a lot of hope for the Modern Love ones, because it's the New York Times. Who am I, right? So, but also, universe, I would very much love for one or both of them to be accepted. That would be fabulous. So I'm pretty sure the one is not going to be accepted, though, because before I submitted, I read that the New York Times Modern Love has a thing like, you know, what we suggest you do if you're going to submit to us. And one of the things they have in there is like, don't write about your dog, right? Like, just don't do it. I totally did it. And part of it, I did it because I am that person who you tell me no and I'm gonna do it because you just told me no. Like, who are you to tell me what to do? So, you know, I probably just shot myself in the foot there, but I had to do it. I had to do it. Anyway, so that's where we're at. I have four pieces out right now. I hope to have out more shortly. The thing is that it's summer, and so a lot of publications shut down their submissions process during the summer. So there are a few out there, and if you subscribe to Authors Publish, it's totally free. One of the things they send out, I think every month, is a list of publications and who's open right now for submissions and who pays and all this kind of stuff, right? So I get that every month. I take that, I look through, you know, each journal if it's not already on my spreadsheet, and I go, you know, oh, this is somebody that my work is similar, or my work would be good for them or something. And I either add them to my spreadsheet as, yes, this is a good match, and here's like where in my tier system I put them as, like, you know, New York Times #1, and then, you know, like, anyway. So it's just fun. But then I also keep in my spreadsheet, I keep a list of the ones that I don't think I'm a good fit for and why, because I don't want to keep looking at the same journals over and over and going, oh, why didn't I put this on my oh, right, because they're only, I don't know, sci-fi or something that I don't do, right? So it's like my work is never going to be a match for a sci-fi magazine unless I start writing sci-fi. So anyway, it just saves me time, I think, in the long run. So that's what I do. And that's where I'm at. I've got 4 pieces submitted right now, and that's as far as I've gotten on that. And so for the 100 rejections challenge, I still have 0 rejections, which is great, but I have 0 acceptances, which is boo. And that's the whole point, right? The whole point of this 100 rejections challenge is that for 100 rejections, in theory, you're going to get 10 acceptances. And I want those 10 acceptances for you. I really do. I want more than that. But if the average, or if the ratio is that generally 10 acceptances per 100 rejections, then go for the 100 rejections. Do it. You know, like, every rejection is just one step closer to an acceptance. So that's where we're at. How are you doing? How many rejections have you had? Are you getting to 100? Are you anywhere near 100? I cannot wait to be near 100. I think that's the most exciting thing ever. And when I see authors on Facebook, writers, inkslingers, say that they just got rejected, I'm always like, congratulations, you're one step closer to an acceptance. Because you are. You are. You can do it.